Let me just introduce her speech to all of you. So the introduction goes like, on the cusp of the AI revolution, we invite you to embark on a journey with us, sailing aboard the AI Ark. Just as Noah built an ark to navigate the waters of a world reshaped by flooding, we must construct our vessel to navigate the rising tide of AI. From the pioneering work of researchers pushing the boundaries of AI to the practical applications engineered by skilled professionals, and ultimately to the entire industry as it adapts to this transformative force. Each of us play a vital role in shaping and being shaped by the course of this journey. Akshata Mittal, sailing the AI arc.
Thank you, Muskan. How has AI impacted your life? When I ask my mother, she simply says that AI has made her daughter lazy. She says that if I could have it my way, AI would find a way to wake me up, brush my teeth, make my breakfast, and then send me off to work in an autonomous car. She isn't wrong. You see, AI has permeated so deeply in our day to day lives. It is a humorous take, but it bears caution. Enough of my personal anecdotes. Today, I'm here to ask you, how has AI impacted your life? Has it made it better? Or has it brought about a bit of uncertainty? Maybe a bit of both. Recently, I was reading a book called The Coming Wave by the founder of OpenAI, Mustafa Suleiman. He predicts that AI will discover miracle drugs, run warehouses, and design sustainable cities. I believe that such a vision isn't far off. Think about it for a minute. The dot-com boom happened in the late 90s with the inception of Google in 1998. I bet a majority of folks in this room are indeed older than Google. I know I am. Yet, in a matter of a mere 2 decades, the internet has permeated our lives in such an integral way that for many of us, our bread and butter depend on it. A McKinsey study in the late 2000s showed that the internet boom created 2.4 jobs for each job destroyed. Similarly, the AI wave impacts our employment industry the most. While AI has undoubtedly created many opportunities, it has also raised a bit of fear about job displacement and the very nature of job itself. So, the AI wave is upon us. Should we be fearful or excited? I'm here to say excited. Just like the floods that created Noah's Ark, we're all on the same boat, and I'll show you how. Okay. First, let's talk about the people who have been building AI, the class of researchers who've been working on these algorithms for decades. How have the recent advancements changed their lives? Just like any other sector, the realm of researchers has people in all positions. You have researchers like Ilya Sutskever, who works at OpenAI. He's working at the forefront of advancing generative AI. On the other hand, you have researchers whose work has been severely impacted due to the large-scale nature of these algorithms. You see, while companies like OpenAI, NVIDIA, or Google may have the compute required, not all researchers, especially independent ones, can compete with the sheer scale of these giants. In my belief, it is the people who have the opportunity and zeal, those who can leverage the recent advancements and build on top of these, are the ones riding the wave. An example that comes to mind is Meshcapade. Meshcapade is a company that was founded at Max Planck Institute, and it is responsible for creating 3D human avatars that act and interact in 3D. It leverages stuff like computer vision, graphics, and large models. More recently, the way that it has ridden the wave is that it's introduced a technology that can create real-time accurate motion based on prompts. The idea is that if you give a prompt, for instance, a person doing a tennis serve, the 3D model should be able to enact it in real time. A more critical example that I think many of us might have heard of are RAGs. Using RAGs in conjunction with LLMs. Retrieval augmentation generation uses tools such as LLMs in conjunction with information retrieval. I can explain this with one example. Imagine you have a robot, a very smart robot, and he has access to all the information across the internet. Ideally, he can answer all your questions, but sometimes he may not have enough information to actually give you answers on a specific domain, for instance. This is where the RAG framework comes in. What the RAG framework is, it's a tool that helps the robot Search across the vast internet for these particular websites or books that can help it give you more critical answers. Muskan? Okay. An example is, suppose you wanted to ask about a specific landmark. Rather than the robot searching extensively across all the landmarks throughout the planet, it can use the RAG framework to identify sources that will tell it about this landmark, and then it can give you more succinct answers to your questions. Now that we've seen how the AI wave has impacted its source, next let's talk about how it affects the people who've traditionally been using this technology, the tech workers. Being a tech worker myself, last year I had an opportunity to go to a conference. Here I met a young gentleman. I asked him, "What are you working on?" His response made me smile. "I'm writing code to replace myself," is what he said with a wry smile. Ever since then, I've realized that even within my field, the only way forward is to use technologies such as Gemini and GPT-4 to help advance our work. In that vein, recently in an interview, Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, stated that computer science is no longer a vital skill. He says that in order to ride the wave, we should create tools that will code for us as we move on to bigger and better challenges. The idea of this generation is to find and solve problems. In fact, just this month, Cognition AI released a software. Now, what this software does is you give the software a prompt, it can output a piece of code, it can output a web page, it can output an entire software. I introduce Devin AI, the AI that replaces software engineers. My friend back at the conference wasn't wrong. Should I be worried for my job? I don't think so. To support this, I'll give you another example. Back in 2019, I was following a startup called Embodied Inc. What Embodied Inc. does is that it provides AI based therapy to people, a field that I'm really interested in. I always look at how they adapt. In 2020, they released a robot called Moxie, which helps and supports children between the ages of 5 to 10. Post the LLM boom, I was interested to see what they were up to. Surely enough, they rode the wave. As this time, they released Moxie GPT, a tool that can help your children learn faster and better. A more radical and useful way that I think tech developers can ride the wave is to create technology that enables people to use it, to use the advancements in AI. An excellent example that I think of is Hugging Face. What Hugging Face is that it's a platform that allows people, no matter what your expertise is, to build machine learning models with the press of a few buttons. We've now seen how the AI wave impacts the source. We saw how it propagated and impacted the people who have traditionally been using AI in the industry. But what makes this wave truly incredible, what contributes to the sheer scale of this, is that how it impacts every industry on the planet. Now that this technology is accessible to everyone, let us see how it actually impacts several different industries. I remember the first time that I was thinking about talking about this topic was when I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine, who is here somewhere, by the way. I was fascinated by what I learned. You see, he holds 3 degrees with a specialization in architecture and design. And the only way he sees forward is A, either to use the technology to streamline your work, or to be so up to date with the latest trends that you can easily go to different fields. The barrier to entry is really low. Ever since then, I have seen examples of AI being used in architecture to draw initial blueprints, AI in marketing for data analysis, AI in product design to come up with initial templates, AI in social media for content creation, and even AI-based therapy. The opportunities are endless. It is an era of unlearning and then learning. No matter who you are or what you've worked on, a large part of it is going to be impacted by AI. But the silver lining is that you can still use your expertise. You can use your expertise to identify problems in your field and in adjacent fields as well. The niche of the decade is not just computer science, but problem solving itself. Therefore, I've made it a habit. Whenever I meet anyone, I take a keen interest in understanding how they are using AI to their advantage, may it be colleagues, neighbors, or long lost friends. Therefore, today, I like to understand how each and every one of you are using AI to your advantage. Just before I leave, though, I want to talk about one more important thing. As we harness the power of this technology, it is important to prioritize transparency, accountability, and responsible deployment. I'll take two examples. In the field of hiring, for instance, it is crucial that the technologies that we use, for instance, AI-based resume screening, is fair across all demographic groups. Everyone should have an equal opportunity, and it is our responsibility to develop systems like that. Another example would be healthcare, where trustworthy indices are of paramount. I'm not saying that AI can replace healthcare, but their recommendation systems should be absolutely accurate and fair across all demographic groups. After all, with great power comes great responsibility. So I urge you today, as we leave, think about how we can develop frameworks that will help us govern the increasing reliance on these technologies. And with that, I'll leave you with one last quote. Being adaptable is key to success in any field, as relying on set roles can lead to being replaced by AI. So smile and hop on a board as we sail the AI arc. Thank you.
Thank you.